Introducing LT Defense Tactical Gear, your ultimate solution for top-notch protection and performance in the field. Our armor bundles provide unmatched safety and comfort, while our battle belts and holsters ensure quick and easy access to your gear. Stay prepared for any situation with our high-quality medical supplies, designed to keep you ready for action at all times. Looking to enhance your skills? Our firearms training programs will take your proficiency to the next level. Trust LT Defense for all your tactical gear needs and gear up for success on the battlefield.
This entire military is one cohesive, dedicated force. And the threats to our nations, they don't sleep. They're watching our every move. Iran, Russia, China, North Korea, ISIS, Al-Qaeda. They may be watching this right now. Our military should not be mistaken for a cable news gab-fest show. We don't care what you look like. We don't care who you voted for, who you worship, what you worship, who you love. It doesn't matter if your dad left you millions when he died or if you knew who your father was. We have been honed into a machine of lethal moving parts that you would be wise to avoid if you know what's good for you. We will not be intimidated. We will not back down. We don't want war. But if you want war with the United States of America, there's one thing I can promise you, so help me God. Someone else will raise your sons and daughters.
It's clear that the views expressed by our host are not considered the official stance of NBR views. Remember, this is all about having fun and enjoying the ride.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Freedom from Struggle show here, around Red's Round Table, and we are happy to be here, and we are so glad that you're out there in the audience, whether you're listening just via radio, or actually if you're on the stream, you're seeing the video that we provide. I wish I could share, and I hope that you were able to watch that intro. I know there was some word reading. We didn't have the voice with it today. It was a little technical difficulty. I apologize, but we'll have it right next week. Thanks for bearing with us. But the big thing is those pictures in there of the different individuals are real. They are real. I have friends' pictures that were in there. I have friends of friends' pictures in there, and I also have some family that was actually in there. And just pray for people, pray for each other. It's not each of us individually, it affects us all. And happy you're here. I am Kent Red. I'm a grateful believer in Jesus Christ, struggled with so many different things, and I'm gonna kind of go into that here in just a few minutes. We had a special guest with us today. Unfortunately, I'm not sure that she's going to be able to join us. She did mention she may call in, but she had fallen and hurt her ankle and ended up in an emergency room. So I'm asking y'all to pray for our special guest. She is a fellow podcaster with me, and she has a wonderful show. if she gets on here, I'm sure she'll mention it. And but anyway, prayers for her, Smiles, and we really pray for you, Smiles, and just hope you recuperate good. Hope they take care of you, and hopefully it's just a little sprain. You can get over it pretty quick. She's a tough troop. She's a prior military, and we miss having you here with us live, though. But we'll get you on another time, or either a little bit later in the show. Like I mentioned, I'm a grateful believer in Jesus Christ. I go to church, First Baptist Church in Biloxi, Mississippi, where we have a Celebrate Recovery. And we meet on Thursday nights at 6 o'clock. But the good thing is, with Celebrate Recovery, it is a faith-based 12-step recovery program. And they really abide by by Scripture. It's a Scripture-led and Bible believing. It explains the Bible. It explains the verses. It explains how they pertain to our lives, not just in recovery, but specifically what we look at right now is on recovery. And there's a biblical verse with every step along the way. And there's plenty of other verses within the text that you could also refer to on a daily basis to live a full and glorious life. Trust me, it is so true. Anyway, so we have Celebrate Recovery there. I mentioned what time. Now you also can download a Celebrate Recovery app on Androids, iPhones, even from your computers. I actually just put it on my computer here recently. I've been using it only on my phone. But with that, on that app, you can find out any meeting that's near you by simply putting in your location, your zip code, and it'll tell you the closest meeting to you, when they meet. And there's also almost a meeting, man, going on all over the United States for sure, maybe even abroad. I'm not positive, but I believe it's even abroad. But you can find a location that you can plug into, or they got numbers on there that you can dial or email, and they'll tell you exactly the best place to meet. Okay, not only Celebrate Recovery, Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, they're available also. They have their apps. They are on the World Wide Web, as Celebrate Recovery is. Feel free, and I urge you to check it out, even if you might not have a problem yourself. This show, this Freedom from Struggle, these biblical 12-step programs, they're for everybody, okay? Especially a faith-based one. A faith-based one is not one just for one with an addict or an alcoholic, a person like that, but it's for everybody. It's for sinners, okay? And we are all sinners. If we got somebody out in the podcast land or the stream land that's really practically perfect, man, I urge you to get involved too, because you need to share some of those tips you got with everybody else. And regardless of how sharp we are, how good we are in our everyday life, there's always something that we can work on, and these 12 steps can really help you out. Okay, and like I said, I'm Kent, grateful believer in Jesus Christ. I go by Red here on the podcast, and I am a military veteran, Air Force veteran, and fortunate enough to be here on Military Broadcast Radio, where it gives veterans a voice. It's just been a blessing for me, blessing for several other folks that I know. I'm sure it's a blessing for people out in the audience, you that are able to be here. If you're here, I pray that it is a blessing for you also. And in my biggest prayer, if this touches one soul, if it touches one person that can help someone else, hey, mission accomplished, baby. Mission complete. But we're going to keep on doing it. We've got a pretty good show, I believe, especially with the amazing guests we're able to get on. Like I said, we're missing hours today. Never know when somebody might pop on, and we welcome it. We've also got a comments. Most areas where you're viewing from is going to have a place you can put comments. We try to pay attention to them. Okay. Today I'm here by myself, but I'd really like to see your comments. If you have any, make sure you comment if you'd like to be on the show sometime in the future. This is a military broadcast radio where you have getting veterans a voice. But these shows, so many of the shows apply to the general population, not only veterans, not only spouses and dependents, but it applies to every one of us if we're able to breathe and walk around this great planet created by God we call Earth. But with that being said, I want to let you know we're going to be talking a little bit about the first 3 steps again. Celebrate recovery. The first 3 steps, if you will, of a 12-step recovery program. And I have done them through Celebrate Recovery, excuse me, for several issues. I first began 12-step programs back, and if I'd have been on a 12-step program before that, I wouldn't have had a problem with it, but it was alcoholism. And had a lot of problems with alcoholism. I drank for several years. And fortunately, back in 1994, I'll be coming up on my 30-year anniversary or 30th birthday, if you will, of sobriety this November. One day at a time, 1 minute at a time, one breath at a time, we could finally make it there, make it to that 30-year mark, and God willing, continue on and maybe come to 60 days or 60 years one time. And eventually that would be a blessing. Trust me. You get to be with your families for a longer time. You get to be involved with them on a daily basis with a clean mind, a clear mind, and knowing about yourself, knowing about what others might be able to apply to their lives to also improve it. Celebrate recovery, freedom from struggle. I'm not here to fix anybody. I'm not a physician. I'm not a doctor. But I know, I say I know a guy, and that's who I look up to. And I'm a believer in Christ, and that's where I owe all the glory for anything I succeed in. Most areas where I fell in is because some reason I didn't keep him completely in it, or it's one of those sinful areas that I need to 12-step it out and figure out what's going on. But Kiara, I just got a comment on this from Kiara. She's the troop, the podcaster, Smiles, that actually had a fall today. She stepped in a pothole of some sort, and with her baby, mind you. And so she was by herself with her baby. And anyway, she possibly sprained or broke her ankle. So we'll be looking to get results from you, what the physicians say, and we'll be standing by for Kiara. Look, once again, we're going to go over some of these steps. These first 3 steps are the most important that I ever find in CR. And the reason I say that, because it's where we may have been wrong, we may not have known, but we finally become aware of our problems. We realize that we're no sharp individual where we can control it all by ourselves. We know we need someone to help. And thirdly, we make that decision to turn our to trust that higher power, if you will, but accept God as your higher authority. And through his son Jesus Christ, we can get through these issues we have in our lives, hurts, habits, hang-ups of any sort. I'm serious. This thing works. It can work it out. It's just, I've used it for numerous things. Okay. I suffer from other things. I'll start talking about that in a moment, but probably after the break, when we come back after the break, which, speaking of break, it is time to take a break right now. Lewis, hang out with us. We'll be right back for the first segment, first main segment, and we'll get into the 12 steps and principles. Right now, hear a little bit from our sponsors and some of our Patriot listeners and sponsors.
It's the guts and it's the glory. 100 stripes, 100 stories. It's the Pledge of Allegiance on the 4th of July. It's them handwritten letters from home. It's them sleepless nights alone. It's his newborn baby he left with his wife. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, hear the line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Hey. From the fields of Indiana to the swamps of Louisiana, to the golden coast of California, Uncle Sam's the only family he's got. His purple heartbeat won't stop, and his 18th birthday was the day he was born. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, hear the light. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, stand on the front line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, pay the ultimate price. Oh. He was the man of the house when he was born. His family is proud but torn. But if you knew him, you would understand. He was raised on how to be brave, just to see the flag still wave. And then he came home with only one hand. 'Cause Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, hear the light. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, stand on these front lines. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, he'll pay the ultimate price. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down his life. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. March in line, march in line. Hey. Hey.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Hey, glad you're back. We had a great Red, White, and Blue, and I've got it right here in the background from it. Of course, I'm wearing a roll of red and white, and of course, it's black here too. But anyway, the Red, White, and Blue, this is veterans here on Military Broadcast Radio, where it gives us veterans a voice. And I can assure you that I've been getting mine. You also saw a little clip there from Fairway Travels showing some great cruise offers for Veterans Day. We plan on getting MBR on one of those cruises that's coming this year in November, and I'm really looking forward to it. And join some of us together, and some of the patriots across the United States want to hang out with us and just enjoy a great Veterans Day program that Carnival always puts on. Look, I said we were going to go to these steps, and I think they're so important, and we're going to start looking at them right now. Okay, that way we can talk a little bit about what'll help you see freedom from struggle. Okay, first, 12 steps and their biblical comparisons. Step 1, we admitted we were powerless over our addictions and compulsive behaviors, that our lives had become unmanageable. And the Bible verse that goes with that is Romans 7:18, that I know that nothing good lives in me, that is, in my sinful nature. For I have the desire to do what is good, but I cannot carry it out. Has anybody ever experienced that? Found that we're just powerless over something, not knowing how to deal with something, whether it's an addiction or compulsive behavior. Listen, there's so many things, and it could be over grief, losing a loved one, not knowing if you're feeling really the way you think you should feel. You're having negativity. You want to get over that. It could be some kind of sexual trauma as an adult, as a child, alcoholism, like I mentioned, that addiction of possibly porn, possibly gambling, possibly smoking, possibly of some abusing some type of drug. And when we're doing that, let's say that you, me, when we are doing those things that complicate our lives, that are ruining our lives. And something to remember, it's not just ruining my life, your life, and your life, or another person's life just because of their addiction, compulsive behavior, or hurt habit, or hang up. It's hurting everybody around you. And it is not just us alone. And we definitely have to reach out. And I say reach out, maybe reach deep within ourselves and come out of that little area that you might refer to as denial. So if I sit there and I drink and I drink and I drink, my spouse or my friends have a problem with it. Oh, you need to stop doing that. You need to stop doing that. You're waking up with headaches. You're waking up feeling horrible, and just the following day is just, man, it's just, I say it's a drag, but guess what? The day's not a drag. It's you're being the drag, because you're dragging yourself down by your actions that you continue to do. Okay. But once we come out of that denial, say that I had, and for myself, I drank for many years. When I finally came out of denial and like, I got to change this. How am I going to do it? Well, first thing is we admit we're powerless over that addiction, that alcoholism, in my case, that I'm speaking of right now, only alcoholism. I've had other issues, okay? And I use these 12 steps to deal with them also. I trust in the Lord to provide that freedom from the struggle, from the sin, from things that I've let complicate my life. Okay. And so I admit I'm powerless over that addiction or compulsive behavior. In my case, what we're talking about, alcoholism, that my life had become unmanageable. I mean, I was functioning myself. You may be functioning. There might be someone out there right this minute that knows they have a problem. And it could be smoking, it could be drinking, it could be drugs, could be profanity. It could be just because they have a bad attitude towards others. Okay. But when we come out of denial and decide, wait, this is unmanageable, it's interfering with my life, it's interfering with her life, his life, my kid's life, that's when we can turn and say, look, I've got a problem. It's unmanageable. When we do that, that is truthfully taking the first step that realization, I think there's some people that might know they got a problem. I can't handle it myself, but I don't know where to turn. Well, I can help tell you where to turn. I'm not a doctor. Like I said, I can't fix you. But we do know that there is hope out there. And these 12-step programs, another group I'm with, they claim to be the hope slingers, the hope dealers. And I'm happy to have gotten involved with them. Our guest next week is going to be from that group and from another project that's being worked on right now. And we look forward to having Tara come on board with us. And anyway, the big deal, we come out of denial. We admit we're powerless. We admit that we have a problem. I can admit that I have a problem right now. And I don't have to tell you what the problem is. I could share that, but maybe I'm not quite ready to share it. But I do know I have a problem. I do know that my life's become unmanageable. I do know that I've got to do something. Okay. Now we're going to be taking a break here in just a second. We're going to hear another song, a song that I really like and I appreciate. And after we hear that, then we're going to slide back in here and we are going to step in to step 2. Okay. And I thank you for being here. I thank you for listening. Military Broadcast Radio, which, let me add, Military Broadcast Radio is right now in the middle of a fundraiser type thing where they're trying to gain stuff for the station to increase the audience, to be able to reach the audience that we know want to be a part of Military Broadcast Radio. We know that we have tons of veterans that are wanting to get their voice and get it out there. It's a nonprofit. There's going to be a certain ads that will be running real soon, from what I understand. I actually understand we're even going to have some merchandise available that I'm sure, absolutely sure, veterans will want. And I don't doubt that there's people that support veterans are going to want to see some of this and maybe wear it themselves and just kind of promote the veterans, promoting Military Broadcast Radio and just showing your support in one way or another. Okay, remember, we do have the comment section. You're welcome to throw stuff in there. But look, let's go back to get another one quick song in. If you need to take a little short break, it's time to do it, because we'll be back covering step 2 and the second way that we can start seeing that road to freedom and from our struggles. Okay, I thank each and every one of you again for listening to this, whether you're catching it live on this Saturday afternoon between 3 and 4 Central, or if you're hearing it sometime during the week, the recordings, which they go out to several different platforms. Hey, let's hear from some of our patriots and our sponsors, all right? See you in just a minute.
It's the guts and it's the glory, 100 stripes, 100 stories. It's the Pledge of Allegiance on the 4th of July. It's them handwritten letters from home. It's them sleepless nights alone. It's his newborn baby he left with his wife. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, hear the light. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Hey, from the fields of Indiana to the swamps of Louisiana to the golden coast of California, Uncle Sam's the only family he's got. His purple heartbeat won't stop, and his 18th birthday was the day he was born. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down to hear the light. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Mr. Red, White, and Blue,
opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Hey, I guess I really like that song, as you might have seen. It's one of the best patriotic songs that I've got on my head right now, with all the things going on in the country, man. You know, it is a struggle for everybody. It's a struggle in the world. But, man, I love that red, white, and blue. I didn't mean to play it twice, but we'll catch another song a little bit later in the show. One thing I do want to add on, since I didn't actually do a commercial on anything we're doing with MBR necessarily, but there's a Farron Dozier show. Look it up, Farron Dozier, and it's FarronDozier show. We on the air tomorrow night, okay? And it's going to be on the air at 8 o'clock Pacific time, 11 o'clock Eastern. That's 10 o'clock Central, my time. And it'll be on my Facebook page, letting you know that we're going to be on there. But I'm going to be able to join Farron on that show, and he's got a great show. He's been around quite a while, and it's going to be on minority mental health awareness. Once again, it's 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, Sunday night, 10 o'clock Central, 11 o'clock Eastern, and I guess that means it's 9 o'clock for other folks out there in the Midwest. But look, we look forward to having you there also. So let's slip back over here and let's go back to where we're talking. We just finished talking about step one, where you kind of come out of denial, and it's time to move on up in the ladder a little bit, if you will. Okay. And step two, we come to believe that there's a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Now, who would have thought it? Who would have thought there is a power that would be greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity? Heck, our parents have been helping restore us to sanity since we were born, since we first started doing wrong. But and so many parents are so wonderful. I know other parents that struggle with issues themselves, and but it's that same thing that with the other Bible verse that I know nothing good lives in me. That's my sinful nature. And I guarantee you, a mother and a father, grandparents, people that care for others, that teach others, they care. I guarantee you, the majority care, okay? But for some reason, they can't carry it out. And maybe they just don't. Maybe they're blind to what they need to do. Maybe they're blind to their situations. But once they're able to come out of that and realize, wow, I could do better. If they took that first step, imagine how good it could have been for their family. Just imagine how good it could have been for their family. But he's just sliding here to step two. So now you know you got a problem. You know you've came out of denial. You've admitted you had a problem. You know your life's unmanageable. You can't take care of it yourself because you've tried and tried and tried over and over again. In step two, we came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Okay, and then if you look on the Bible verse out of Philippians, the book of Philippians 2:13, it says, "For it is God who works in you to will and to act according to his good purpose." And we're truthfully all on this planet. We've been created in his image, and we've been created for his good purpose. We've been created to be followers. Okay. And how many centuries has there been now, or even thousands years before Christ. And then now we're in the second, 2000, I don't even know what year it is, 2024, July 20th. It's time to come out of that denial. It's time to believe that a power greater than ourselves can truly restore us to sanity. And we got to let God work within us, work in us. We can't handle this by ourselves. Okay, if you go to a doctor, you might take medicine and might mask the problem, cover it up. You may, well, I got this problem doing that, so I'm just gonna sleep all the time. That way, I won't be bothered with it. I won't, for me, I won't be eating too much. I won't be doing this too much. I won't be in a pain in somebody's rear. I'll just go to sleep. I'll take a nap. I'll leave the house. I'll go fishing. That's a good one. Go fishing. It'd be a nice time to go fishing if it wasn't pouring down rain outside. Maybe after the show, it'll slack off and maybe I can go wet a hook, wet a worm, but we'll see what happens to that. So we come to believe that a power greater than ourselves can restore us to sanity. And man, that's just trust. That's just saying, wow, I've got this problem and I can get help. I've got help. I don't have to make an appointment with the doctor. I don't have to go make an appointment. I'm not saying we don't need help from a physician, a medical doctor, or a psychiatric doctor or counselor. We need that. That may be part of it that you have to get through. But if we come to believe that a power greater than ourselves can restore us to sanity, we've got out of denial. We know we have a problem. We're going to quit this stuff. We come to believe that a power greater than ourselves can restore us to sanity. And it might not be that came to believe it. Maybe we knew it before and we just forgot it and got so caught up in these worldly things and these things with our friends, with our people that we hang around, people that are at the places we visit or frequent, and you just kind of, don't even realize you're doing wrong until that life's becoming manageable. You come to be aware of it, and then you return to believe and remember that there is a power greater than ourselves that can restore you and me to sanity. That's really, that's the first two steps. Okay. So we know we're in a problem. We know that somebody can help us out. We can't do this alone. So I'm reaching out, and it might be reaching out just to a loved one. It could be a sister, a brother. Okay. It could be a parent. It could be a friend. It could be a coworker. Could be your boss, depending on the relationship. There's more steps after these when we continue into the steps and continue to improve our lives. And what really, really, really makes it work. And I say a big thing we say in these 12-step programs, and I'm sure the mental health folks and even regular physicians, they're going to say, if we work it, if you take your medicine, it's going to help. Okay. But if we work it, it works. Okay. That's one of our things. If we work it, it works. Well, how can I do this all the time? One breath at a time, fella. 1 minute at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 day at a time. Okay. You can't worry about tomorrow, the next day, if you're not okay today. One big thing is, you got the plane going down, or say we've had a biological attack or whatever. We need our oxygen. If we're in the plane, they drop the oxygen mask down. You put your oxygen mask on. That way you can help yourself, okay? So you can help others. When we're in, say, that biological type thing, we military folks know exactly what I'm talking about. You don your gas mask, you put your gas mask on, and guess what? You can help other people. You can find, then we can start really focusing on the problem, okay? And we focus on the problems. We take care of stuff because we've been trained, we've learned, we know how, we've taken steps to be perfect or be well-versed in what we need to do in these situations. Well, this right here, our lives, when they become unmanageable, that's a very big situation, okay? And I always refer to it as spiritual warfare. You got the good and the bad, okay? And the bad just always tries to bust the good up, tries to, throw the bad in the pitcher. It's just evil, good and evil. The evil really just it comes in to devour and destroy, to take over, okay, to mess everything up, put everything in a disarray. And I don't know if there's anybody can say that's not true, but that's fact. That's a fact. And look, I can't believe it. It's already time to go back and get a word from our sponsor. We're going to play another short song, but I promise you I'm not going to play the red, white, and blue again that I've already played twice during the show. We really thank you for being here. I thank you, each and every one of you, whether you're listening to this live, whether you're listening to it in a recording at a later date. But if you want to catch us live, we're Saturdays at 3 o'clock Central. That's every Saturday, 3 o'clock Central. And right here on Facebook, MBR Talk, MBR Radio, the app, MBR Military Broadcast Radio, on Instagram, on all kinds of different platforms, YouTube. Check us out. You got to search MBR. You can't go wrong. Trust me. They got some great entertainment, great shows that go around, and we just want to continue to see you there. Okay, if you need to take a little short break, grab a drink, or when I say a drink, go grab you a cup of water, a couple of Diet Coke, unsweetened tea, something that's healthy for you, something that's not bad. And we're going to listen to this song, and then we'll be right back. Let's see you in a minute. Talk about the third step.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Military Broadcast Radio. Military Broadcast Radio and Talk. MBR Talk. That's where we're at, folks. That's where you are today. We're happy you're here on the Freedom from Struggle show. We air on Saturdays live at 3 o'clock Central. Okay? That's 4 o'clock Eastern. Just to help anybody out if they need it. So 3 o'clock Central. We're located here in the on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, and we are really happy to be able to be with you and have you in our audience, have you out there listening to what we're trying to share, and hopefully helping at least one person find freedom from struggle. Okay, and it's just a way to maybe just like that other group I was talking about, slinging some hope, helping people out. Okay. Look here, we talked about steps 1 and 2 when we admitted we were powerless. We needed to check out a higher authority, power greater than ourselves that could restore us to sanity. And now, here in the last little segment, and this is my favorite. I mean, I love people come out of denial. I love to learn that they realize there's a power greater than themselves that could restore them and us to sanity. But right here, step 3, buddy, this is where it's at. It says we made a decision to turn our lives and our wills over to the care of God. You made the decision to our lives, to turn our lives and our wills over to the care of God. Therefore, I urge you, brothers, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your spiritual act of worship. That comes from the book of Romans 12:1. I was told one time to read the book of Romans and then go back and read the other books in the Bible. And I know for certain, talking about slipping back over to Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, the Gospels. So you could really, know what it's talking about, where you're starting. Therefore, I urge you, in view of God's mercy, to do this. You're kind of like, well, wow, I don't even understand that. How can I do that? Well, I'll tell you what. You find somebody that's Christian, and they'll help walk you through it. Because us as Christian, our great commission is to go out and reach others, to baptize folks in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Okay. But step 3, we made a decision to turn our lives and our wills over to the care of God. This will work if you work it, folks. It will work if you work it. And this is where, look, we got to, I wanted to share this the other night. I woke up, and I'll just be honest, and it's a struggle, but I woke up thinking, man, I need to just jump online and start streaming and just shout out the gospel, shout out to folks that God, the Father, our Creator, sent His Son to this earth to die on the cross for us. He died on the cross for each of us. For each of us as sinners. John 3:16, for God so loved the world, He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in Him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. Whew. And then we're being asked, okay, as brothers and sisters, this isn't just to the brothers, this ain't just to the sisters. This is to everyone that we're urged in view of God's mercy to offer our bodies, each of our bodies, that's yours, that's mine, as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your spiritual act of worship. And folks, when we go to this level, you can't be wrong. Okay, you're on the side of good. You're on the side of the Lord. You know that Jesus Christ is your Lord and Savior, and we can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Okay. He can strengthen you. He can strengthen us. Okay. And man, this is just, it is really amazing. If you're not sure about where you're going, hey, if you're not sure about where you're going when you die, I've put a a little thing scrolling down on the bottom of the thing. Email me or call 228-365-1012. I'm not going to answer the phone right now, mind you, but you can text that number too. And look, we'll talk about it. And wherever you're at, I guarantee it doesn't matter where you're at, out in the desert, somewhere in the U.S., if you're another part of the Midwest, Nebraska, you out in Colorado, you in New York, New Jersey, Florida, you're in the Caribbean islands, you're in Hawaii, aloha. Man, I can put you in touch with somebody face to face. I guarantee it. Because we have brothers and sisters in Christ all over this earth, even overseas. It doesn't matter where you are. We can find somebody. You can ask somebody. But the biggest thing is get hold of a Bible and get in there and start reading some of it. Read the Gospel, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And if you don't know who created all, you can go all the way back to Genesis and go on through. But it's a large book of books. So I think the best thing right now is for know that we've all fallen short of the glory of God. Like it says, Romans 3:23, John 3:16. Hey, for God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. And then all we have to do is turn our lives over to Christ. We accept, we repent. We say, hey, we were wrong. The God, I've been wrong. I want to turn my life over to you. I want to ask Jesus Christ into my heart. And I want to offer my body as a living sacrifice to you, God, my creator, in the name of Jesus Christ. So that's the steps we have to take. Okay. And if you take the steps like this, I don't believe there's any way that 12 steps can't help you. Okay. I don't believe there's any way the 12 steps can't help you. If you work it, it works. It works if you work it. One moment at a time, one day at a time. You got to say, hey, I'm going to take care of everything from now on. Take care of the next minute. Behave for the next minute. Do the best you can do for the next minute, the next hour, the next day, as it comes, by the minute, by the hour. And you'll see yourself escaping from some of these hurts, habits, and hangups that might be interfering with your lives. I'm like I said, that's those first three steps: the realization, the understanding, and then truly turning our lives and our wills over to the care of God. I always try to use that serenity prayer in here. I do not have it in print right now, unfortunately, but I'll have it up next time. But I'm going to say it, and as God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And I tell you what, that makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. And but you're not finding this answer on your own. You are relying on someone else to help you and to be in your heart, to be in your mind, to guide you in a daily walk. And I just once again, like I said, I thank you for being here. Thank you for putting up with me. Thanks for your patience. And we hope to see you back again next Saturday. We plan on being here at 3:00 Central once again. I want to thank our station manager and the team at Military Broadcast Radio that give me the opportunity as a veteran to have a voice. And I hope this appeals to some other veterans. If you're wanting to get on the air, like I said, you can message me, Red, at MBR or mbradio.us. Talk to us, give us a call, look us up on the internet, like us, love us, and join us. whether it's personally or monetarily, it doesn't matter. Just come be a part of MBR. We thank the dependents out there, our spouses, but even more so the general population, that they can understand where some of us veterans are coming from, what we believe, and how we try to entertain you or provide information to you on a great basis, on great platforms across the communication spectrum, whether it be just by voice or actually streaming, where you're getting to see Red here at the Red's Roundtable, all alone at the roundtable today. But I wasn't alone. Trust me, I wasn't alone. I had some great comments that's been shot at me via text and actual comments on several platforms. I appreciate those. You don't know how much I appreciate them. But look, it's time to go. It is time to go. And we do wish that you'll join us again next week. Check the MBR talk out tomorrow night. Also, be coming to you live with Farron Dozier. We'll be talking about mental health with the minorities. And he's an awesome DJ, awesome host. And I can't wait to be on there. All right. See y'all later. God bless you. And we'll see you next week on the Freedom from Struggle show.
That's the show for today, everyone. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week with an all-new show. And remember, you can listen to us again and again. The podcast of this radio show is available right after we go off the air tonight, anywhere that you can get your podcast episodes. And thanks for joining us today. I'd like to take a moment to talk about something close to my heart. Military Broadcast Radio is doing incredible work to support our veterans and bring their voices to the world. They rely on your generous donations and your dedicated volunteer hours to make it happen. I encourage you to consider supporting NBR in any way, form that you can. Use this QR code that's attached to the picture, or you can go to our website at mbradio.us. That's Mike Bravo Radio.us to learn more about how you can donate or volunteer even just an hour a week from your home. Help make a difference in the lives of our veterans, because once again, we're all here for you and not for us. We're giving our veterans a voice.